they've been waiting 50 years for what's happening with Cuba. So I think something will happen with Cuba pretty quickly. We're always there for NATO. Doesn't affect us, but we've helped them. It'd be interesting to see what country wouldn't help us in a very small endeavor. It's just keeping the Strait open. And China's an interesting. They get most of their oil by far, about 90% from the Strait. So I said, would you like to come in? And we'll find out. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. You know, there's some other deeper reasons why they may not. So whether it's we get support or not, but I can say this, and I said it to them, we will remember. I don't know that I want to make a deal, because you know what? First of all, nobody even knows who you're dealing with, because most of their leadership has been killed. So I don't even know that we want to make a deal. And we had some very good results today, as you probably heard, in Iran. Very strong results, militarily results. We're talking to countries about policing the straits, because they are the ones, you know, we don't get oil, very little, 1%, 2%. China, as an example, gets about 90% of its oil from the Hormuz Strait. And nice to have other countries police that with us. And we'll help, we'll work with them. Militarily, as far as I'm concerned, we've essentially defeated Iran. I guess they can have a little bit of fight back, but not much. Not much. We've taken out their air forces, you know, we've taken out their navy. We've taken out their air defense. There's no air defense whatsoever. We've taken out their leadership times 2 or 3. Might be 3. We'll find out soon. But militarily, it's been amazing. We attacked Karg Island, and we left just the one little area standing, and the standing part is where they have the pipes, all the oil pipes come in. And we can do that on 5 minutes notice. We have it all locked and loaded and ready to go if we want to do it. But we chose not to do it. I chose not to do it yet. We'll see what happens. They want to negotiate. They want to negotiate badly. I don't think they're ready. Just on what I'm hearing, they want to negotiate badly, as they should. But I don't think they're ready to do what they have to do. But I think they will be ready at some point. But we're doing very well with respect to that whole situation in Iran. We are talking to other countries about working with us on the policing of the Strait. And I think we're getting good response. If we do, that's great. And if we don't, that's great too. But remember, like as an example, in many cases, they're NATO countries. We're always there for NATO. We're helping them with Ukraine. As many, it's got an ocean in between us. Doesn't affect us, but we've helped them. It'd be interesting to see what country wouldn't help us with a very small endeavor, which is just keeping the Strait open. That, by comparison, is a small. It's small because Iran has very little firepower left. Their missiles are down to a low number. You see, they're shooting very few of them. You know why? Because they don't have very many of them. And because we've decimated their manufacturing capability, and we will finish the job.
Mr. President, which countries have said that they will help?
Well, I can't say yet. It's a little early. They were contacted today and last night. But we've had some positive response. We had a few that would rather not get involved.
Is China one of them?
I don't want to tell you about that. I mean, I can't really say for sure, but China's an interesting case study. They get most of their oil, as you know, by far. They get a lot, about 90%. countries have minesweepers, that's good. Some of the countries have a certain type of boat that could help us. Some of the countries would be, helpful. Remember, it only takes a couple of people to screw up the strait, a couple of terrorists. You don't need their military is defeated, but all you need is a few people dropping mines here and there, and you louse it up. So we need. I'm demanding that these countries come in and protect their own territory because it is their territory. It's the place from which they get their energy, and they should come and they should help us protect it. You could make the case that maybe we shouldn't even be there at all because we don't need it. We have a lot of oil. We're the number one producer anywhere in the world times two, by double, at least double. Now I think it's much higher than that. Talking to them.
What are the
But I don't think they're ready. But they're getting pretty close.
I
don't know that I want to make a deal because you know what? First of all, nobody even knows who you're dealing with because most of their leadership has been killed, as you know, right? So I don't even know that we want to make a deal.
Mr. President, you mentioned that Iran's
But they want to make a deal badly, yes.
Mr. President, you mentioned that Iran's military has been decimated economically in other ways. Are you ready to officially declare victory?
No, I don't want to do that. There's no reason to. I think I'd just say they're decimated, but I wouldn't do that. I think that we've done damage to them right now. If we left right now, it would take them 10 years and more to rebuild. But I'm still not declaring it over. Our military is incredible. The job they've done is just incredible. We have a lot of great people from Cuba that were violently and viciously thrown out of the country, and worse, their families were killed. And so we're talking to Cuba, but we're going to do Iran before Cuba.
And what is at risk?
And people have been waiting 50 years to hear this story with Cuba. And when I left Palm Beach today, there were thousands of people on the road. I'm sure you saw them. And they were from Cuba and from Venezuela, all friendly, waving the flag and waving the American flag. They've been waiting 50 years for what's happening with Cuba. So I think something will happen with Cuba pretty quickly.